The next 2 signs to be bought will be for free. But, you know, by the time we have these 2 stands, the economy will be strong enough that we can actually have people start paying for stands. But, you know, it's fine. You know, Lucky's been dead for practically the entire time. I've only uploaded 1 episode from before he died, and even then, it was before he existed, so you had no attachment to him. But somewhere in Spawn Town, there's a grave for Diamond Boy as well, who I actually did record the later years, and by later years I mean last episode of his life, and his death on camera. And yeah, he didn't last too long, but you know, he was a good friend. This is the first dog that we have their entire lives on camera. And you know, Sisu died pretty young due to a creeper. But as for the next death, has a bit of an interesting story behind it, because Rover lasted the longest of all the dogs so far. And yeah, it's a long story. I was building something up there really high up, and I would use structure blocks to paste it around, but I'd have to delete it first, and I used TNT to blow it up. But sometimes the TNT got low enough that Earth's house had a huge gash in the backside right here, and Rover was dropped down into the dirt. So I used pistons to get him up onto the wood, and also hi Junior. And I used pistons to get him up here, and I was a perfectionist, so I brought him over here, but he kept getting stuck on Junior, who I couldn't move because he was stuck in the corner, and I couldn't even unsit them because they weren't my dogs. So I decided that even though Rover had been blown up and almost lost his life, that I would punch him to move him over here. Unfortunately, though, that caused him to stop living. And I decided that I would make a little grave for him, just like all the other free dogs. So I thought that to pay my respects, I would build them a graveyard. But before I do that, we're also going to talk about more of the history. Now, normally it's like a huge holiday for whenever we have our little, basically 7 episodes. Basically episode 15 is going to be celebrating this holiday again of the, I don't know, we'll call it Fortune Teller Day or something, I don't know. Basically, we're going to predict the future and compare what actually happened to our predictions from last holiday. But since this is our first holiday, we won't be doing that, which used to just be green, and I just realized that's a severely outdated map. Wow. Wow. A lot has changed. The gray brick that appeared just under Earth's treehouse is Ketchup's house. The big old wooden brown chunk is above the treehouse is Earth's house. The little slab to the left of that is Little Game Play's house, which actually isn't fully in the map. So there we go. And we got a little brown brick next to that, which is her farm. And we also have the Kiwi Market there. Corn Society is gonna grow over here. Kiwi Land's gonna grow out here. Spawn Town will stay just the same as ever, with like 2 people staying there. And maybe Eastern Corner Society will expand west just a tiny bit to take up the rest of this landmass here. To swim through the river a ways in order to get to the gorge, but after you handle that, it's actually pretty nice. Like, just look at this. I feel like I'm in a fairy tale right now. Or at least I would if there weren't cave sounds playing right now. But, I mean, just look. I mean, the grass is starting to turn a little bit blue, though. And it's starting to make me sad, because I sometimes forget that grass isn't as vibrant as it used to be. But, you know. Ooh, got some sand over here. This is the part where it turns back to water and you start getting into the Eastern Corner Society. Like, you know, you're chilling, you're going down the Kiwi Gorge like you normally do, you're taking your normal walk. But then you find the beach and you're like, wow, let's play in the sand. But then you reach the water and you start getting shot at by ice soldiers. Or at least I hope that's something that'll happen eventually. Even if I have to do it myself in order to force it to happen, but that would just be extremely entertaining. So, yeah, I think that's all I can stall out the time for. Let's see what happens by episode 15.